Hey y'all, let's look at a really neat function called search. And what search does is it allows us to look inside a big set of data and it finds a particular piece of that data for us. So let's try and be clearer here. In this case, I'm looking at this address here, 700 East College Street, Nacogdoches, Texas, 75964. And let's say that I want to find just the name Nacogdoches in there. So the way I would do that is use the search function. And what it says here 19. Let me go through the whole thing and this will be a little more clear. So the search function equals search, and then inside the search formula, the first thing you do is you tell it what you're looking for. Now, if I wanted to, I could just change this T18 to just say Nacogdoches. But in this case, to make it a little easier, I'm creating a search bar. So I'm telling it to find whatever the value is that's put into cell T18. And so this way, you could almost run it like a regular search engine where you're trying to find things where you can just type in, oh, I want to search for this particular thing here. The second part of the formula is the location where you want Excel to look. Okay, so I want it to look in cell U15 right here. So if I wanted to look for the word Nacogdoches in another cell, I would change this to that place. Now you have the option of telling it where to start. So if there's a whole bunch of information here and you know that, say, the first 5 or 6 characters in this box are not going to contain the word Nacogdoches, you could tell it to start on 5, and then that way it's not going to look in the first 5 characters. Or let's say that there's a whole bunch of these that say Nacogdoches at the very beginning of the data, and you want to find one where it says Nacogdoches later in the data. Well, you could tell it to start looking at number 10 or whatever, and that way it's not gonna return that information at the front, so it's only going to look at the back end. Okay, so what the search function is really doing, it's not giving us the name Nacogdoches. I mean, we're telling it what to look for and we're telling it where to look. So what the search function is doing is it's telling us what character that the text that we searched for is starting on. So this is saying 19, meaning that it is 19 characters over that Nacogdoches pops in. Okay, so this is useful for to use with other formulas. For example, let's say I wanted to write out the abbreviation for Nacogdoches based off of this data. Well, I can use the mid function, which we talked about in the earlier formula video, to use this returned data to come up with an abbreviation for Nacogdoches. Obviously, if we're setting this up for use to find an abbreviation for NAC, we would probably just write out NAC or tell it to look for left, the 3 characters on the left. You do a left function equals left of the name here, and that's fine. But in this case, we want to return the 3 characters at the beginning of Nacogdoches out of this cell here. So in order to do that, we use the mid formula, meaning that we're going to return some quantity of data from the middle of the cellular data, and then we're telling it to where to start. So what text we're going to pull. So we're going to pull the from U15. So that's where we're going to look. Okay, out of the mid, where we're going to look, and then what number we're going to start on. So it's looking to this number for which one it's going to start on, and then how many characters. So it's looking for the 19th character and then for 3 over. So, oops, I accidentally clicked. So when you're in a formula and you have the formula active up here in the bar, and then you click a cell, it adds that into the formula, right? So you can hit the backspace and erase that, because look up here in the formula, see it added that U10 in there, but the cursor is right there next to it. So like, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I can hit backspace and delete U10. Now we're back to just the 3. I can hit enter, hit the enter button, and then that or key, and that kicks you out of the formula without having changed it. Okay, but watch, we can change this now. Because we have these set up as formulas, we can go in and look for college, for example. And now, because this search function was working off of this search field where we typed in what we wanted it to find, it adjusted and said, okay, well, college starts in the 7th character. And because this formula over here for mid is looking for the first 3 characters based off of the search function, it changed from NAC to COL for a shortage for college. If I wanted it to find TX, okay, well, that's the 32nd character, and there's the abbreviation for TX, which is TX. So that's how this works. You can use these. Sorry, when you're spelling Nacogdoches, you have to focus, otherwise you'll never get it right. You can use these formulas together to find specific data without having to do a lot of the dirty work. You set up the formula ahead of time, and then you can come in and find that information however you want. This kind of thing, you're probably not using it in this way, but use these skills to in a way that works for your particular job. Okay.